Hello and welcome to Mindful Living, where we explore the art of living with the intention, balance, and inner peace. I am Avik, your host, guiding you through conversations on health, meditation, mental well being, mindfulness, and the mind body connection. Each episode features expert insights to help you grow, heal, and thrive. So, take a deep breath, relax, and join us on this journey to a more mindful and fulfilling life. So, let's get started.
Hello, listeners. Welcome to another episode of the Mindful Living podcast, where we explore the essential habits and mindsets that contribute to a healthier, more fulfilling life. Today's guest is someone who has made it their mission to transform both the physical and mental health of countless people. Meet Roman Fisher. Roman, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So, listeners, before we proceed to the discussion, I would love to introduce my guest to all of you. Having helped over 50 individuals achieve their fitness and wellness goals, Roman is passionate about creating lasting change in people's lives, whether it's building muscle, burning fat, or improving flexibility. Roman was inspired to pursue fitness after witnessing the devastating effects of poor health and unhealthy habits in his own family. And now he is on a mission to help others become the best version of themselves. And Roman, it's an honor to have you, and thank you so much. So let's get started.
Sounds good.
Okay, so listeners, we'll be diving today deep into the power of mindset and how it drives success in fitness and life and the daily habits that build long lasting change. So let's get ready and start diving deep. So, Roman, you have helped transform over 50 people's lives through fitness and mindset work. What role does mindset play in achieving successful and long lasting results?
For sure. So mindset honestly is everything. Mindset is the foundation of everything, especially in fitness and really anything in life beyond fitness. So
Mhm.
when your mindset is not set in the right place, in the proper place, in the, right place it needs to be to thrive, then your physical health, your fitness will not thrive as a result. So
Mhm.
making sure that you, excuse me, making sure that you tune in to your mindset, making sure that you're thinking from a good, positive, healthy space first before you start and embark on a fitness journey is very, very key and critical for your not just your short term, but your long term results, especially as a whole. And I
Mhm.
found that not just for myself, but even for clients that I've had and clients that I've been getting, even just to date, that keeping your mindset in a good spot will make or break your results. So you got to have your mindset in the right place first and foremost. Because I'll just give some examples. If you're not in a good, healthy mindset, if you don't have a good, healthy mind space about your life at the moment for whatever reason, maybe you had a breakup, maybe you lost a job, maybe you got laid off, maybe you're just not happy with the job you're in, whatever your situation is, however you're feeling at the moment, those things can actually filter into your fitness, your physical life too, with just your overall physical health. Because when you're more negative, when you're more depressed, when you're more upset, not only is that going to be worse for your health, of course, because, a lot of anger, frustration, stress, fear, anxiety, that can actually develop into things like cancer, that can develop into other illnesses in the long term. Obviously, it takes time to build up to that, but
Mhm.
having stress, having anger and frustration, especially, can lead to other illnesses that can kill you. And they do say stress can kill. It is a killer, and it is. So making sure your mindset is in a more, healthy, lightweight, positive perspective. Of course, things come up, and things make it hard to stay positive. I know all too well how that is just in my, 26 years of living so far. But I also know that it's just as possible when things get tough, when things get rough, you can still make light of it, and you can still push through it and push past it. You just got to have a better way of thinking. You got to flip your mindset. You got to reverse it in the other direction. Sometimes you just got to go for a walk, get out into nature, whatever it takes, just to get away from that problem. So that problem, that stress, doesn't eat you alive. And when you have a more positive mindset too, it'll make you more motivated. It'll make you more motivated, more consistent to not only get started on your fitness journey, but actually see it through and not quit. Because when you're negative, when you're weighed down, when you're feeling just unmotivated, it's not going to be easy to, get through the next day, the next workout. So again, I stress that enough to limit your stress, no pun intended. And then also just keep a healthy mindset, whatever it takes. Get out into nature, do something different, have a pattern interrupt, in other words. So switching up your environment, switching up your surroundings, what you're around. Sometimes if you're maybe working out, don't always go to the gym. Maybe work out at home one day. And if you work out at home a lot, work out at the gym. So essentially just switch your environment, switch things up, keep things interesting. And having that variety can also add a little extra spice to your life, but also it can help with your mindset as a result.
Super, super. So, as you mentioned about your own journey, it's your personal journey into fitness. It started at a very young age. How did your mindset shift back then, and how has it evolved since?
Yeah, so my mindset, it used to not always be, my mindset in the past wasn't always bad. Of course, no one's mindset's always bad, luckily, but I will say my mindset in the past used to be more pessimistic and negative than positive overall, if I'm going to be honest with you here.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a huge struggle of mine. Just like I was saying, I've been there, I've dealt with that. So that is what I'm referring to when I mentioned that earlier on this show with you, is that my mindset wasn't always in the right place. My mindset was not always in the right, solid place that it's been in today. And that's not to say that even at this point in life that I don't have those days where I'm just not feeling it as much. But overall, my mindset has shifted and evolved tremendously. But back then, though, to bounce back to that, my mindset in the past was really, really, really negative for the most part, I will say. And yes, I had some days where I had some good days, but yeah, I would think a lot of negative thoughts, things would get to me a lot very easily. I'd be very reactive. Things would really upset me. Things would really bother me. They would keep me from wanting to honestly stay on track and stay motivated. My mindset wasn't, thinking of the long term. It was always thinking of the short term picture. And not only that, but my mindset would always think of what will make Roman Fisher feel good today, even if it's not working out. Like, what's going to just make him feel good? What does Roman really want to do? Does he really want to work out? Nah, not really. He just wants to do the easy route. He wants to do the easy, road, and he wants to take the easy route in life. Just do whatever feels good in the moment, not think about the long term, the future. That used to be my mindset, honestly. And not even just that, but I had more of a fixed mindset. So everything that was possible, everything that was potential for me, I didn't think of that. I never had that limitless, unlimited, if you will, type mindset that I have now today, where that's how it's evolved since, too, to answer your question. Really just having that limit, not the limited, but having the limitless mindset, the unlimited, mindset where anything's possible. Anything's possible. The only thing I will say at this point that's not possible is that you can't please everybody. But beyond that, literally everything beyond that, though, I will say that's the only thing that isn't possible. But everything beyond that is possible. And that's what makes it amazing. Just knowing that, just saying that, because I used to have more of a fixed mindset. I used to only do what felt good in the moment. I used to never think about my health. I used to never think about what's in my food, what's in my drinks. Should I work out? Should I not work out? Why even? I never thought about those questions even. I just literally did what felt good and did what felt comfortable. And not to say you shouldn't be comfortable in your own skin, comfortable in your own life. You most definitely should. But you shouldn't get too comfortable because you also, if you want to thrive and, not just survive, but thrive, you
Mm-hmm.
must get comfortable being uncomfortable at least once in a while. Because if you don't ever do that, you're never going to change. You're never going to thrive. And that's what I had to start doing. It's not just with fitness, but it also translated into, with acting, with modeling. I
Mm-hmm.
used to be scared to even talk in front of a lot of people. And so I had to change that at least a little bit if I wanted to, start a career in acting,
Mm-hmm.
modeling to an extent, but especially acting. So I used to be scared just to be behind the camera or in front of the camera. And so I started to, get that experience, put myself out there, face my fears, honestly. And after doing that, after facing my fears, I realized, man, I can't let this hold me back anymore. And so that translated into just where I'm at today. It made me more confident, more able, more daring, and not wanting to just hold back, not wanting to let fear get the best of me. And that also translated into, business and my, overall fitness journey too, where I didn't let the gym scare me. I didn't let the people at the gym, intimidate me. Oh man, they're going to look at me a certain way. I just realized, man, they started, at some place too. Just like I'm starting now, they started at some point too. So I can't quit. I can't not do this. This is
Exactly.
my health. My health is wealth. And literally, this is the most important thing I'll ever have because I live with my body. So I got to take care of it.
Yeah.
And that's what I started to develop then. That's how it started changing, especially as I started to do more acting, more modeling, put myself out there, face my fears. And then when I finally started getting more into fitness,
Mm-hmm.
more into health, I then realized and researched what's in our foods, what's in our drinks, what's good for us, what's bad for us. I started to realize the results of working out, not just the physical benefits and the physical transformations that I started to see in the next few months from starting, but I also could feel rather, instantly the endorphins and the positive effects, the positive benefits of working out, the increased endurance and energy that I got. So all that, it made it hard to just go back to my old ways, back to my old habits.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, it's transformed my mind, just my whole mindset from the inside out. Seeing my brother working out at a younger age, that
Mm-hmm.
actually inspired me to want to first get into fitness.
Oh.
And after that took place, that's when I started my journey in fitness and seeing him weightlift. That made me want to weightlift. And then when I finally started to weightlift myself, I felt I felt the benefits. I felt the increased energy, focus, endurance, and that's when my mindset started shifting too. As a result, and over the time, yeah, I just developed a more limitless, unlimited, type of mindset that I'm not going to let anything hold me back. I'm not going to let anybody tell me I can't or won't or shouldn't do this
Yeah.
because I believe anything is possible so long as I really, really and truly put my mind to it.
Yeah.
So that's how it changed. And honestly, I've never looked back since. And I just keep looking forward and I keep looking forward for the future. Keep looking forward to the future.
That's really encouraging, Roman. And how do you help your clients stay consistent and overcome setbacks or blockers in their fitness journey?
Yeah, definitely. The most effective way I've found to overcome setbacks, especially when it comes to the clients that I've had, especially when it comes to the clients that I've had and the clients that I still have and will have, honestly, the best way to do this, as far as overcoming setbacks, first and foremost, understand that these setbacks are common. These setbacks are real. They're going to happen. It's part of life. And it's definitely part of your fitness journey. Nothing's going to be easy. Nothing's going to be perfect. But priming their mind to understand that and know that nothing worth it ever comes easy, especially with your fitness goals and your fitness results that you're wanting. So that's the first thing. I always have them prime their mindset. And I usually like to do this even before they face a setback. So that way they're mentally, prepared for it. They're mentally prepared that there's going to be some setback, at least one setback along the way in these, 3 to 4 months of working with them, if not longer. They're going to have at least one setback, that's going to happen. It's just part of the process. Nothing's perfect. Nothing is ever, fully easy and smooth going. So that's the first thing, just having them prime their mindset, After that, what I always like to do is when they do face a setback, and let's just say they don't usually have the disappointment once they prime their mind. But if they do face a setback and they have that disappointment as an end result, I always then have them write down, and then look at and even say out loud if they want to, but really just write down, look at, and say out loud their past accomplishments. And honestly, by extension, their past challenges that they've overcome. So when they look at that, they write that stuff down, it imprints it into their subconscious mind. But then when they see it and they read it out loud, it honestly, mentally, and really as a whole will just verbally empower themselves. So when they can really analyze what they've accomplished beforehand, especially when it's relating to their fitness and just all the challenges within their fitness that they've already overcome, and then seeing that they overcame those challenges, it gives them that strength. It equips them with that strength, that inner strength, really, and that motivation to really get that then determination to keep going. So that's another powerful tip that I give anyone else to do. But that's something I give my clients a lot that are struggling, especially if they are met with a setback, which is, common, it happens. And when they're disappointed, that really lifts them up and that gives them that drive and honestly, that overall determination to get back in the game and keep going, for sure. And that's just the second thing. I will say the third thing that's very powerful in doing this is honestly, and it's for fitness, but it can be for use for anything. I tell them, whether it's personal, business, career, or in fitness, is to honestly just go over what they're grateful for.
Yeah.
Like, what are you even grateful for? It can be in your fitness journey. It doesn't have to be fully related to it, but it can be used to motivate you here. So remembering everything that you like, everything that you're proud of, whether it's a past accomplishment, whether it's a family member that you like, that you welcome, that you enjoy, that you adore. Maybe it's a family friend. And maybe even if it's not one of those things, maybe it's just something that you own, like a possession, or maybe you're grateful for your job. Whatever that thing is that you're fully grateful for, write at least 1 to 3 things down that you're grateful for. And then when they can write down at least the first 1 to 3 things, I even have them write down as many from there as they can until they can't think of any more. And that also will mentally and just overall internally prime them to get going again and to get determined to get back in the game.
That's really very powerful. And can you share 1 or 2 daily habits, or maybe more than that, that can make a significant impact on both physical health and mindset?
Yes. Some habits that can really help people, not just with their physical health, but their overall mindset. I will say this first and foremost, realize that this is progress over perfection. So this is obviously more of your mindset first that I'm going to touch on. So priming your mindset right in the sense that, nothing's perfect. Yet again, nothing is perfect in this life. Like it or not, that's just the reality. But taking it for what it is, for what it's worth, and accepting that as reality mentally is going to be powerful for you and powerful for anyone that does this, to be honest. But realizing that it's life. It's not going to be perfect, and that it's progress. It's progress over perfection. So fitness isn't just something that you're going to do and be great at right away. You're not going to look exactly how you want right away. It's
Mhm.
part of the game, it's part of the process, but it is, in fact, progress over perfection. So we're still going to get the progress, though. And knowing also mentally, just really being mentally, in tune and aware that these small bits of progress that you might just be making, maybe you're not making a lot of progress. Maybe you're not losing a lot of weight like you want. Maybe you're not gaining a lot of muscle like you want. Whatever that goal is and whatever that thing is that it looks for you, whatever that is, knowing that these small incremental, changes and transformations add up to overall monumental big transformations. So these small changes add up to huge changes, in other words. So keeping that at least in the back of your mind is also very powerful as well. Now, beyond the mindset, which it can also filter into mindset as well, but for your physical and really your mental health, I should say,
Mhm.
get out into nature. So I've said this a lot on a lot of shows I've been on, but honestly, get out. I can't stress it enough. I really can't. Like it is super crucial, super critical if you want long-term results just for your mental and physical health. Yes, getting out to nature is not going to make you look a certain way necessarily. It's not going to have you transform your whole body just doing that, but it's going to transform your inner mind, especially, which will then help you later on and equip you to transform your body.
Mm.
So get out, go by a lake, get out into the woods, get out into a forest, or maybe on some hiking trail.
Yeah.
Heck, if you have a beach nearby, visit the beach, walk along the beach, give
Yeah.
yourself even just 10 minutes to do that, maybe even 20 minutes. Just unwind, relax your mind a little bit, reset your mind even if need be. And sometimes just resetting your mind, getting out to nature. And not to sound too new agey or anything, but becoming one with nature, essentially, in so many words, is very, very, very important to keeping yourself consistent and to keeping yourself grounded and keeping yourself mentally motivated, really, to want to keep going on this journey, especially in your fitness journey. Because if your mindset's not there, like I've said before, you're not going to see it through and you're not going to want to see it through. So sometimes just resetting from the gym, resetting from any workouts you were doing, and just taking an easy stroll on the beach or maybe on a hiking trail or maybe by the lake, just really unwind and reset your mind. It is so powerful, so powerful. So I would definitely recommend that for sure. And then honestly, beyond that, when it comes to your physical health, beyond just that, I
Mhm.
would recommend go to the gym or even just work out at home at least 3 times a week and just start with that, especially if you're a beginner. Just start with that. And that alone, just doing 3 days a week, I would say even keep it minimal. So start small and work your way up. That's a great way too to keep going and to help still with your physical health. Because that way you're not going to be overwhelming yourself with too much exercise at once. So whether you're first getting into fitness or you haven't been in fitness for a while and you're just now getting back into it, whichever applies to you, or maybe you've been in it for a while, again, whatever applies to you here, starting small and sometimes just being at 3 days a week
Mhm.
and then working your way up gradually to 4, maybe 5 days if you want is very paramount. But I would start at, for most people, 3 days a week doing some full body workouts. You could even do 3 days a week full body circuits where you're doing each workout continuously and then taking a rest after about 5 workouts back to back with no rest in between. Then you'll take like a 30-second, maybe 60-second rest just to reset and recover. You could even take up to 2 minutes if you want. But that's a great way to get a solid workout in and not do too much in a single day or in a single week, and just do 3 times a week of that, whether it's at the gym or home, up to you. And then honestly, just doing a light walk after for like 15, 20 minutes. That way you're still getting the benefits of cardio, burning some extra calories doing that, but then really prioritizing weightlifting the most, which is even more important than cardio. Because
Hmm.
that way you're actually going to burn more calories at rest. You're going to be developing some strength, some muscle from those workouts too. But again, just 3 days a week at home or at the gym, full body circuits, especially if you want to burn a lot of calories. And then some
Hmm.
cardio at the end. That's a great, easy way each week to work on your physical health, not just your mental health. So those are some top tips there. And then, of course, focus on what you're eating.
Yeah.
This is the next thing I want to bring yourself. This is the next thing I want to bring to you guys is to focus on what you're eating. What are you eating? What are you drinking? Be very intentional. Be very mindful of what you're putting in your body because this is something that I used to struggle with. And if you
Hmm.
start eating a lot of sugar, you're going to be addicted to that. And they do say you are what you eat.
Yeah.
So being very aware again of what you're eating will determine how you look, how you feel, and just who you're going to be. So really be mindful of that. Make sure you're not having too much added sugar. Opt for more high protein snacks and meals. Make sure you're getting enough protein, enough fats, healthy fats like, butters, peanut butter, almond butter, eggs even to an extent. And
Hmm.
then also make sure you're having a, nice balance of carbs. Carbs aren't the enemy here. It's too many calories. So keep that in mind too. You don't have to be on any diet. You don't have to be on the keto, paleo. You can if you want, but I don't really suggest it because it's not sustainable. So keep a more high, if you want to call it a diet, high protein diet, and then just have a balanced meal each time that you're eating with proteins, fats, and carbs. So that's
Definitely.
what I would most recommend, honestly, by the end of the day with your health. And then just make sure, of course, you're staying hydrated at least 8 to 10 cups a day and
Hmm.
getting your rest. Opt for at least 7 hours of sleep, if not even to 8 or 9, and make sure that it's quality sleep. Because quantity matters, but quality is that much more important.
Great, great, Roman. And if our listeners want to connect with you and explore about your journey and how you shifted your mindset and the wonderful resources you have about fitness as well as about life, how can they connect with you?
Definitely. If you want to connect with me one on one, you can actually go right to my website at romanfisherofficial.com. And that's where you can see more about me, what I do, all the clients that I've helped transform with their minds or bodies, with their testimonials, and just their overall transformational picks. So if you have any fitness goals that you personally need help with, you can go to my website at romanfisherofficial.com and you can literally fill out a quick application and we can, discuss one on one how I can help you get to your fitness goals. Beyond that, you can also find me at my social media at Roman Fisher Official at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, or even LinkedIn if you're on LinkedIn.
Superb. We'll mention all the details in the show notes. And Roman, thank you so much for sharing your valuable insights on how mindset plays a crucial role in achieving lasting success in both physical and mental health. And it's really your journey and dedication, conviction to helping others transform their lives. It's truly inspiring. So thank you so much for coming today on the show.
Definitely, definitely. Thank you so much for having me too.
And to our listeners, if you're looking to make a change in your fitness or mindset, remember that success starts with small, consistent actions and a strong, determined mindset. If you want to connect with Roman or explore about his fitness journey and also get some great resources about how to build a healthy physical body as well as a mind, then you can definitely check out the show notes along with this episode on your favorite podcast platform. And thank you to everyone for tuning into this episode of the Mindful Living podcast. Until next time, keep working on becoming the best version of yourself inside and out.